The girls that get it, and the girls that don't. Obviously, you don't get it because you're not that girl.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to my channel. If you are new here, welcome back. Today is a new video and I'm going to be showing you how I achieved these stiletto dripping chrome nails. And this was actually an inspired set by a young lady named Ice by Bree, located in Philadelphia, my hometown. And I was so obsessed when I saw her do them. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to do these same exact nails because it's giving what it needs to give. So anywho, I'm using my daughter. So today is a pop-up method, so that's the reason why I didn't show you guys of me actually prepping the nail, but I am showing you guys how I just added on the false nails, the tips to her little fingers. She's so adorable. So the good part about having daughters is you use them as models for anything that you need to be showcasing, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're in a beauty business like I am. So I am using some non-C curve tips that I ordered off of Amazon. They were only $7.99 for about 500 nails. And here I am, I'm just going to cut them down to the desired length that I want to actually do the nails, because these are going to be long nails. And in this case, this would be considered extra long. So I'm just taking my stork scissors to pretty much give me my stiletto shape. And you want to cut along the side walls on an angled direction, because you want to be able to create that non-visual stiletto, but basically a stiletto, because when you go to file and shape it, you're going to be shaping only the side walls to really achieve that pointy stiletto look. So this is what the nail should look like. And now you're going to take that file, and I'm using the Tammy Taylor nail files, and I am like obsessed with these nail files. They are so good. So if you're looking for really good nail files and you're a nail tech or even a beginner nail tech like me, then definitely purchase these. They're right off of Amazon. They're only $9.99. Okay, and it's a steal. And what I love most is the simple fact that, you know, nail files are supposed to be disposable. So all you have to do is just peel off the file after you're done with it. And if you're going to have a different client or use it on yourself, just put a new file down and boom, keep it moving. So you just want to file along the side walls, and you want to make sure you're getting behind the nail as well as on the side of the nail on an angled motion. And the pointer, you can make the nails as pointy as you want them, as your desired pointiness or sharpness, for better sake of terms. And you're going to achieve that by constantly filing in a downward motion on an angle. So I am using Young Nails speed acrylic, and I love Young Nails. Like, I'm a big fan of their products. It's really good. And especially if you're a beginner nail tech, they have like everything that you need for beginner nail techs, even kits that you can buy to get you started. So that way, if you want to get your feet wet, you can go ahead and purchase that and see what it gives, because it's only $100. And listen, that's very good for someone that's pushing to start a nail career. So anywho, as you guys see, I am here laying the acrylic. Now, don't be too hard on me because I'm a new beginner nail tech, you know. So I finally trusted myself and trusted my God and trusted faith on stepping out and, you know, doing nails. I said, you know what? I got this talent. You gave it to me, so why not utilize it? Okay. So if you guys are this far in the video, please go ahead and follow my page, my beauty page, which is called Every Bit of Pretty Nail Company. And I'll be sure to insert that name, my @name on Instagram down below in the description box. So what I'm learning is when applying acrylic, you just want to make sure that you let gravity move that acrylic on down. So you want to make sure you're always holding your client's nail in a downward motion. So that way, as you apply the acrylic, it'll just naturally flow down to the bottom, and you don't have to constantly add too much to get your desired preference of acrylic. Now, me personally, with stilettos, I like them to be a little bit on the thicker side because, you know, you want that absolute sturdiness, but I don't like them to be too thick. So I try to apply just enough acrylic just to, you know, satisfy my liking and also satisfy the client's liking as well. But you just want to be careful when, you know, doing your application, because you don't want to constantly keep on putting beads on top of beads on top of beads, and then next thing you know, you have this thick ass nail and you'll be drilling for hours. That's where your time comes in, and you have to have really good time management with doing nails. It's absolutely no rush, but you definitely want to at least get your application down pat. Now, what I can say is with constant practice, I have gotten faster and faster and faster. And once you know how to do your ratio to acrylic to monomer beads, powder to monomer, you will definitely be able to move faster, and you'll develop a technique that works for you. Now, again, what works for you might not work for other people, but the only way you're going to know what works for you is if you constantly keep on doing it. I can remember when I first started, it would take me about an hour and like 30 minutes to do application. And at the time, I was doing application completely wrong. I was not paying attention to holding the client's finger down in a downward motion. I was not paying attention to making sure when I'm applying the acrylic towards the cuticle that I'm pushing the acrylic up. That's very, very important because you want to avoid flooding. Flooding is where the monomer in the bead is too wet, and it kind of like splatters all over the nail and all into the corners of the cuticle. Now, what happens with that is it's going to cause lifting. And since I have started doing nails for the past month now, my clients' retention is amazing. No one has lost nails. No one is complaining of any nails breaking off or feeling like they're going to break off or any type of lifting. Everybody has been satisfied, and they are getting their money's worth and their duration worth. And that is like a really big up for me, because I hear a lot of nail techs say, like, in the beginning of your nail tech journey, you'll get a lot of lifting. And I feel like that comes with not knowing how to properly prep the nail. So maybe next time I'll do a separate video on how I like to prep the nail to avoid lifting, just to kind of like educate you guys on the things that I'm learning. So this video is strictly for beginners. If you're already a seasoned nail tech, please don't hesitate to let me know, like, hey, try this instead of doing this, or like if you have any tips on staying motivated, you have any tips on like how to gain clientele, whatever it is, don't hesitate to drop it below in the comments, because I'm always looking forward to learning more. And definitely with this nail business, the best thing about the nail business is that it's constant trends. And what I have learned thus far is you have to stay up with the trends of doing nails, because if you do not, then that's where it's going to affect your clientele, because people see one trend and everybody wants to follow it. So just make sure that you're up to par with the trends. Just make sure that you're watching like your time management. Make sure that you're practicing every day. I literally, besides the days when I don't have like school assignments, when I do have school assignments, those are kind of like the only days where I don't really practice. But I'm literally practicing about every other day, and I just do the pop-off method on my daughter because it's so easier to showcase your talent, one, and also to constantly have content creating. So I do have a TikTok page, which is also the at name is Every Bit of Pretty Nail Co. And I have been very consistent with posting. Like 2024 is just a year of not only creating businesses, but standing on those businesses. And, the consistency is key. And I believe that God will deliver. Like, I'm not perfect right now. I'm not like, the absolute best. And my goal is not to be perfect, but my goal is to be the best. So therefore, I'm going to constantly keep on putting my all into my whole nail tech career. Like you have to take this serious. And when, the thing about like nails is that you invest so much money. It's a very costly career. And when I tell you, that's why I say like my best advice is to start off with like a nail kit first and take a few clients and practice on yourself to see if this is something you really want to do before you go investing hundreds of dollars to just have hundreds of dollars sitting there. And also, you have to be very patient. Try to create nail specials, and believe you me, you may get no likes, you may get 1 like, 2 likes, 5 likes. And I'll be honest, like, people are viewing my stuff, and like on TikTok, I get a pretty good decent response of likes, and some people are following, slow follows, but listen, I know that'll eventually graduate. And on Instagram, I may get about 5 likes and have like 300 views. I don't get discouraged as I once would before, because I have literally mastered the art of, okay, you know what? Let me just let God walk with me on this journey, and anything that's worth having and that you're building from the ground up, you have to be patient, and it's going to be slow moments. And, everybody is different. Some people, their careers take off like right away, but when you're a beginner nail tech like myself, I'm a big perfectionist. I'm still learning, so I make sure that I let my clients know, like, listen, I'm still learning, and, I'm a big perfectionist, and, I try not to have my clients sitting for hours, because that's like a complete turn off. You know what I'm saying? Word of mouth is everything. And one thing about like entrepreneurship businesses, clients can make you or break you, and that's just on period. So along with applying acrylic, again, you want to watch your beads. You just want to make sure that you're not applying too wet beads, because then you're going to have the acrylic flood over the nail, and then you're going to be chasing the acrylic, and that's just going to be a big old headache. So just make sure that you're taking your time. And what I learned from other like nail techs from watching or just receiving information is that it's better to start with smaller beads, and then graduate yourself up once you get comfortable with applying and, your technique of things. Now, I will recommend a size 12 brush for a beginner, and then once you get seasoned, go ahead and move up to a size 14 brush. And one of my friends, she used to be a former nail tech, and what she taught me a few years back during COVID, when I initially attempted to do this nail journey, she said that the bigger your brush, the more product you can pick up, so you're not wasting so much product as if you would if you use a smaller brush. And I learned that kind of like the hard way, because when I first started initially in 2020, I was using a size 8 brush, and baby, a size 8 brush is so childish. So I definitely recommend purchasing a size 12 brush. And listen, don't be ashamed. Do not think that you have to purchase all this expensive stuff, expensive products to get the looks that you want to get as far as doing nails. Now, I will say, whatever system that you're going to use, make sure that you stick with that system, because you want to make sure that you're not using a system that's going to irritate your client's skin. You want to be real careful, because you are dealing with people's skin, and everybody have different reactions to different things. So if you stay consistent with the brand that you use, then you won't run into anything that may counteract the application or the system that you're using. In my case, like I said, I'm using Young Nails, so I love their products. I use them on myself, never had any issues, and it's MMA free. And that's very, very important, making sure that your products are MMA free. Now, here we are, moving on to the shaping part. I like to shape my nails before I go in with my e-file, and this is just to assure that it's going to be less drilling. And what I've also learned is that the neater your application is with applying the acrylic, the less time it's going to take for you to have to go over it with your e-file, because that's where the time management skills come into play. You don't want to have your client sitting there for hours, but if you're a beginner, just make sure you explain that to your client. And if you have like a website, make sure you put that as a disclaimer, so that way people aren't like, okay, you sold me false information basically, and then they get turned off, and then they don't want to book with you again, or they won't recommend anybody to go to you. So here I am just filing the nail, and it's really no self-explanation to how to file. What I would say is just make sure you're not keeping the nail bit in one area of the nail, because you don't want to cause burning, and you just want to make sure that you're not using too much pressure when you're using your nail file, your e-file, because of the simple fact that the harder the pressure that you apply, you can cause dents and scrapes and scratches into the acrylic. And as I said, this is a learning process. So one thing and foremost about doing nails is that you're going to learn mistakes as you go. And each time you do a set, you might find some something wrong with that set that you're going to say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna make sure I don't do this next time, or next time I know not to do this and I'll try this alternative instead. So just make sure that when you are using your e-file, you are going around the whole entire nail and you're making sure that the nail is completely even. Like look at your apex, look at, your nail beds, look at everything, your side walls. And once you are satisfied with how that looks, then go ahead and proceed on to the next step of buffing and then, cleaning them off to get ready to polish and design. So I didn't really want to extend this video too long because it was already super long and a long video to have to edit. So this is probably one of my longest videos, and honestly, any nail tutorial videos that I upload, they are all going to be pretty lengthy because of the simple fact that there's no way to narrow down how to do nails or explain how to do nails or showcase how to do nails in 10 minutes. Like, it's just totally impossible unless you're going to do like a short or something like that. So anyway, so I like to take my time when I am using my e-file, and be careful on how high you place your e-file as well, because you want to be careful of getting in those cuticle areas, because you do not want to cut your client's skin. Cutting the skin, and especially with a e-file, is like a pain that is just like worse than getting shot probably. So you just want to be careful, because again, you don't want your client to have any negative experiences where they're like, okay, yeah, no, I let her, do my nails and basically she played in my face. Like, you don't want any type of negative responses about, your customer's experience. And to be honest with you, give your clients an experience. Give your clients a memorable experience. Give your clients a reason to want to come back. Give your clients a reason to want to refer other people. Whether if it's having a conversation with them, whether if it's allowing them to relax and sit in quiet and peace, or whether if it's, hey, like, I see you chose this design. Let's add this, that, and the third to make the set really pop. Like, satisfy your client, and believe you me, your client will go above and beyond for you. And just keep that in mind as well. So I am like onto the middle fingernail, and almost done doing these nails. Let me just make this as a disclaimer, y'all. I hate doing voiceovers. I absolutely hate doing voiceovers, but it was not like possible for me to focus on talking while filming because I had the TV playing in the background. You got to keep kids entertained, because my baby was getting a little bored. Like, she's like, am I almost done, mommy? So that's why we only did one hand. And mostly, like, when I use her for content, I only do one hand, because I know her little patience and her little attention span is like completely short. But anywho, so as you guys can see right here, I'm getting into that cuticle area, and you just want to make sure that, again, you're filing to your liking, and you're just getting the ridges and making sure you're smoothing the nail out completely, so that way you don't have any harsh areas. And it makes your designing and polishing experience much more easier to manage, pretty much, So again, just pay attention to what you're doing in that area. And I'm so proud of myself for the simple fact that I went on and stepped out on faith and trusted myself on starting my nail business, because doing nails was like, never would I thought I would become a nail tech. But honestly, when COVID happened and I was forced to kind of like do my nails on my own, and oh my God, if you guys seen what my work looked like then versus now, baby, I have literally grown. Literally have grown. But I always would do my own nails, and so many people would be like, oh my God, do you do nails? Oh my God, do you do nails? And I would be scared, because I'm like, I didn't feel confident, and I didn't feel like I was worth like being paid, you know what I'm saying? So I would say yeah, and then I would kind of like, tell people like, oh, I could do it for $20, $25 or whatever. That's the one thing I will say, and I will make a disclaimer as well too. Now, if you're a beginner and you're really struggling, go ahead and make your prices like $20-$25, so that way you can have money to make, to be able to re-up on your products. But if you already have an idea of what you're doing, your sets are good, then I would say, average out like $45 to $50. And always think of some type of nail specials to reel your clients in. And once you secure your clients, then you can go ahead and start really operating your business the way you want to operate your business. Because again, it's your business and can't nobody tell you how to run your business, but just make sure that under no circumstance you lowball yourself. And also remember that cheap prices equals cheap clients, so you want to make sure that you attract, if your goal is to, attract a certain kind of clientele, that's the one thing that's important. Make sure you know what type of clientele you want to attract. So there's going to be people that's going to complain about your prices. There's going to be people that's going to feel like you're not worth what you're asking for. There's going to be people that's going to be like, oh girl, whatever price you throw out, I don't care, I'm going to pay it. Because guess what? Your journey is your journey, and what's for you is for you. And that's the power, because nobody is you, and that's your power. So therefore, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Because who's going to check you, boo? Who's going to check you? Absolutely nobody. So just keep that in mind as well. There's no right or wrong to pricing, but also just make sure that your prices reflect the type of work that you showcase. Because you can't sit up here and say, hey, I'm charging $80 for a short French set, and your French sets are crooked and they're not crisp and clean, and it looks like you just started. You cannot do that. Do not just get out here and jump immediately into the wolves. And that brings me to my next train of thought, where do not think that as soon as you start doing nails, you're going to be making a whole lot of money, because sis, hate to break it to you, but it just does not happen that way. Now, you do want to set goals for yourself, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. You want to set goals for yourself to say, okay, you know what? This week, I want to try to bring in 2 clients. And if I don't bring in 2 clients, at least I want to get 2 bookings for the next month or the week ahead. You know what I'm saying? So just set weekly and daily goals for yourself, and always make sure that you're posting content, because that's the biggest way you're real in clients. And in my case, like I said, I use my daughter. So using my daughter and using myself is so much better than using a mannequin, even though I did purchase a mannequin hand that looks realistic so that way I can practice sets. But I rather get the feel of a human hand, because a human hand is totally different than a mannequin's hand, and you just get the whole feel and experience and your level of comfortability. So anyway, the nails are now filed and ready for painting. So I'm using this jelly polish. I absolutely love jelly polish. They're so pigmented and just perfect for gel polish. So I'm using this red shade, and we're going to definitely matte these out. So when it comes to painting, let me tell y'all this. When I was younger, I was absolutely horrible when it came to painting nails. I used to have paint all in the corners and all over the nail splatter. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I mess up still, and I gotta go in with the brush and just clean it up with a little acetone to make it crisp and perfect. And like I said, it's all a learning process. So do not put too much pressure on yourself if you do not know how to paint nails. There are plenty tutorials, plenty videos out here that you can literally educate yourself. Listen, the best thing that could have ever happened was TikTok and YouTube University, honey, because the girls be dropping gems all the time. And that's honestly, because I'm a visual learner, that's honestly how I became so much sharper with my craft and with my skill, and learning different tricks and tips and hacks and, what may work for me and what may not work for me. So again, utilize YouTube and utilize TikTok, okay, honey, because neither one is going to disappoint. Now, when applying polish, you want to make sure you're polishing the whole entire nail, making sure you're getting those side walls as well. I hate to see anyone that paints nails but forget to do the side walls, because it's just the obvious, like, okay, well, was that on purpose, or like, or did you just not know? So this color is like so pretty. Do you guys see this freaking color? And like my daughter's skin complexion, it just goes with her skin complexion. Like I'm super obsessed. But this color is so pretty. And of course, with any color, you always want to do 2 coatings, because you just want to assure that there's going to be no chipping, and you just want to make sure that color is very vibrant looking. So that's just pretty much what I did. I painted all of the nails, and then I went back over a second time, and then I added a matte top coat, because from what I saw from the young lady's nail set, the nails were matted out. So you just want to make sure that you apply that matte top coat before going in with the chrome that you're going to apply. So this set was like really like gorgeous, like so gorgeous. And I think I was more proud of myself because I'm at the level where I can look at another set and try that same set, and I can see where I need to sharpen my sharpen my craft at, but I feel like I do a damn good job to be able to look at another set and be able to literally implicate that same set. And I was so proud of myself when I did this set, you guys, like so proud of myself. And that's the thing, like with the nail tech journey, you're going to constantly have moments of disappointment, moment of feeling like, damn, I could have made that better. You're going to put a lot of pressure on yourself. You're going to hold yourself accountable for a lot. And there's going to be moments where you're going to be super proud of yourself. But every time I have done a set and it came out nicely, or even if it's a design that I wanted to practice, like, like using blooming gel with the alligator print, etc., like I just get so excited inside, because I'm like, oh my God, like then this is definitely God's confirmation that I am made to do this. So I'm using Nail by Ness matte polish to add on these nails to matte them out. And Vanessa is actually a good friend of mine whose nail journey I have been following since day one, and this girl eats, okay? So make sure you purchase her products, Nail by Ness. I have her acrylics that she sent me. I have her jewels, her rhinestones that comes with her set, with her brand, as well as nail brushes. You name it, you need it, she got it. Like, so make sure you support my girl, because she is the shit. So I'll definitely make sure I link her website and her information down below in the description box as well. And yeah, tell her I sent you. She knows exactly who I am. So you want to, like I said, you want to matte these out. Now let me tell y'all, when I went to do the chrome part of this nail, I made a mistake. And the mistake was I did not apply the top coat before applying the chrome. So what happened was I put the chrome on, and then when I went to dust it off, some of the chrome came off. So I learned that you have to first apply the top coat and then apply the chrome. But anywho, before we get to that step, here we are, and we're using a Marquette rhinestone glue, and this is what you're going to use to make the ripples that you see, people are using to create 3D kind of like objects on nails. Like rhinestone glue is actually so lit, because a lot of people use it to create different things, and it just brings designs to life. So there's no specific like way to apply the rhinestone glue, like especially when you're going to be doing like swirls with it and all that good stuff. Just make sure you apply enough so when you go to cure it inside of the lamp, that it'll be enough so when you add the chrome, it's going to be nice and like basically abstract, so that way people aren't looking like, okay, so where's the swirl coming from, So on each nail I just did a different kind of swirl based off of the picture that I saw her Ice by Bree Bree show on TikTok. So again, you just want to make sure that you're adding these little swirls, and they're going to go in different directions, and just get creative with it. There's no, oh, I have to do exactly how this picture is. If you want to add your own little twist, your own little spin to it, that is the purpose of using other nail techs work as inspiration, because you always want to add your own little twist to it, and nothing is wrong with that, okay? And believe you me, there are going to be a ton of mistakes that you're going to make along the way, okay? There are going to be moments where you're going to be like so upset with how the set may turn out, or you might mess up with painting. And trust me, I be in my feelings a lot, okay? But the one thing, I am so proud of myself, because I am known to be so inconsistent. I'll say I'm going to start something and I will not complete it. So the fact that I have started, like, everything that I said that I wanted to do in 2024 since January has started, I have literally been doing. And I feel so good about it. Like, I feel so good about it. It's a great feeling when you are checking off boxes as you go. When you write down your goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, whole year goals. And by the time the end of the year comes, you can look back and reflect and say, damn, like, I really checked off everything I said I wanted to do this year. So I can only anticipate what's going to come next year. And next year, I am just speaking prosperity over my business, okay? I'm speaking it now over my business now. And one thing I want to say, pray over your businesses, okay? Businesses, whatever you have, pray over it, and just, glorify God for giving you the strength and the power to be able to do something that not everybody can do. Because if we all could do it, then we all would be doing it, So you had to be a special gift of creation to be able to have a unique gift. And the one thing, all of us are blessed with different gifts, and sometimes you don't know what those gifts are until you actually try it and you shock your own damn self. So all of us are given a gift, and the reason why we all have gifts is because some of us are just gifted in certain areas that others are not gifted in. But just remember that everybody has a gift. So it doesn't necessarily have to be nails, it doesn't have to be hair, it doesn't have to be makeup. Some people are gifted in the ability to do math off the top, long division off the top of their head. There's so many different gifts out here. So don't think that, you're shorted because you can't do nails or whatever the case may be. That means absolutely nothing. What is for you is for you. And that's just that. God made you the way he made you and gave you what he gave you. And be thankful with that. So I'm showing you guys me applying the chrome on, and this gold chrome was everything. It just gives royalty. Like, I was just like, okay, you know what, I like this. Like, I think I'm low-key obsessed with chrome powders now, because I remember when it first when the trend first came to light, and I was like, not really my cup of tea. But as I see so many different sets are different, and the creativity of different nail techs and what they do with the chromes and how they use it, listen, it's becoming a new obsession for me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can definitely see myself rocking some chromes, okay, for sure. Now, like I said previously, I forgot to apply the top coat before applying the chrome. So off camera, I did have to go back in, apply the top coat, and then reapply the chrome. So when you see the end result of the nails, what you saw in the beginning of the video, excuse me, it sounds like something's like in my throat. But when you see the nails, you'll be like, okay, I see the difference basically, or whatever. But I just wanted to point that out there. Like I said, you're going to make mistakes as you go. You're going to learn as you go. And trust me, once you get it down pat and remember, it becomes repetitive, and it's like a memory kind of like game. You'll know exactly what to do and what not to do. So that's the beauty about doing nails. And also, like, again, it's a memory thing where once you got it, and you never forget it. You never forget how to do it. So nails is one of those things, kind of like riding a bike. Once you ride a bike and you learn how to ride it without the training wheels, you never forget how to ride a bike. So just think of that way. And my little baby was so patient with me. I just loved how patient she was. And she was so excited when the nails were complete. She was like, ooh, mommy, like, these are so cute. And she loved long nails. So every time we go to do a set, she's like, mommy, I'm doing long nails today. And I'm like, yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Definitely some long nails. Because listen, mommy is a long nail wearer. I love my long nails, y'all. Even though short nails are definitely like, you know, classy and really, really cute. But also it screams really, really childish. I love me some long nails, girl. So listen, I'm always down to do some long nails. Okay? Period. Period. So look how pretty and abstract these colors are. And actually, I ordered these chrome powders off of Amazon. I want to say they were either $9.99 or like $14. It's somewhere between that range. I can link all the products below in the description box. I order a lot of my like art supplies and art tools off of Amazon. Now, like I said, when you want to get a good acrylic system or gel system or poly gel, whichever you're going to use, make sure it's a good brand so that way your nails can look the way you want them to look, in other words. But as far as like nail brushes and dapping dishes, nail armrest, tripod for your phone, like different things like that, girl, order it off of Amazon. I'm telling you, like, Amazon save lives, but also, like I said, it gets very, very costly. So don't forget that. Don't forget that. Altogether, I definitely spent a couple of hundreds of dollars to invest in my nail career. The good part is that I already had a lot of stuff because like over the years you just buy and it accumulates. So this is the finish of the nails and look how freaking cute they are. Like, wouldn't you rock this, sis? Anywho, thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and I hope you really enjoyed this.